Hey, Darcy here with Boomer Bust 6, and today we're going to talk about marketing off of someone else's global campaign. So, if you could have found a way to monetize the excitement around Pokemon Go, would you have tried it? I mean, it could be risky, right? How long will Pokemon Go's hype last? Is it sustainable? So, at Mind Sculpt Games, we have brought in Games Workshop with Warhammer 40K. And if you follow the page, you've probably seen a lot of this stuff on our site. And that's because this, with 8th edition, with the renewal, with the marketing campaign that Games Workshop has put into Dark Imperium and Warhammer 40K lately, it's selling hot. If you look at their profit reports, they're doing really well. So we started with just this rack. And honestly, this rack was an investment that cost us over $2,000 to rack this out. And when we rack out with Games Workshop, we're actually part of a stockist program. So I can't get this product from them unless I join their stockist program, which gives me lots of benefits like the free racking, a little bit of marketing support, but it also makes it so I should be buying when I'm selling. So at the end of each month, I do a stockist review and I tell them which products have sold there, here, and those products that have sold here, I'm supposed to rebuy. Now, we've actually been doing pretty well, and there's this big global event, and it is kind of built on the same psychology as Pokemon Go. So in the Fate of Condor event, people can come in the store and pick a side, Chaos or Imperium, and they can use their armies and get points for battles. They can model the paints or build them together and get points for those, and they can paint armies and get points for those. So you can get points for the craft or for playing. It's not all about play skill, it's about the hobby in general. And it is a worldwide event, so people in Wichita know about this and come down and drive and talk to me about it. And people in Great Bend know about it, but there's only so many Warhammer players I already know. But we've been selling well. The Fate of Condor event and the market share increase that Warhammer's getting and all of their positive momentum right now we're trying to capitalize on. So we spent more money. Now this is where it's a boom or a bust. Are there enough people in Great Bend that are going to care about my Citadel paint rack over here? It's fully stocked out. So I have over 100 paints. And what that means people can spend $4.25 to get Corn Red, which is specifically built to paint miniatures with, plastic miniatures. How many people in Great Bend are currently painting plastic miniatures? A town of 15,000. Now here's the real question. However much marketing I do, however much marketing is built into Games Workshop, what is my critical mass in Great Bend that I can convince to become Citadel customers at Mindsculpt Games? If they're buying online, it doesn't help me much. Like if they shop online and come play at my tables, I kind of say thanks and hope that one day they're a customer. But what I really need is people to care about our store, care about the hobby, care about playing and the connections here, buy these paints, paint them up, and then come with an army they're proud to represent and play at Mindsculpt Games. Can I do it? So, talking numbers. I like to do marketing on Facebook, can you tell? But also, on our Facebook marketing, we like to do promotions on targeted ads. So we've had a couple Warhammer things that have hit really well. Like they get high engagement organically without promotion, and then we decide to promote them after that. So when I go through and pick my target audience, here's what I do. Facebook economics, I guess. I pick a 50-mile radius around Great Bend, and I do both genders, men and women, ages 13 to 65. So pretty much targeting everybody I can, but then I go into the specifics, and I target people who have liked Warhammer, who have liked Space Marines, who have liked tabletop miniatures, who have liked wargaming. And I put in as many of those criteria as I can, and anyone that hits within 50 miles, my ad's going to target to. Well, when I put in all those numbers, Facebook tells me it's less than 1,000 people who have liked some version of Warhammer or miniature wargaming is the category. But my ad does go out, and it does reach people, and it reaches the right people. It's not like a newspaper ad where it's really random, or a radio ad where I don't even know if people are listening at the right time or who's listening. No offense, but not everybody's grandma is walking in to paint a pack of Blood Angel Sanguinary Guard. I mean, that's a certain audience, right? and I've got to be able to find it. So what's the best way for us to grow? Can I build off somebody else's marketing campaign, somebody's global campaign? Can Games Workshop create enough hype that I can sell not only that rack, not only my paint rack, but boom or bust economics? Darcy went deep. So we have a second Warhammer rack, and if you're real good with your eyes in those cases over there, there are painted miniatures that I picked up on trades, which means me investing money again. So now in Great Bend, Kansas, for the first time probably ever, you can get Space Wolves Venerable Dreadnoughts. But how much is that worth to my customer? Are they going to come in? How far can I pull? Now, honestly, in Wichita, there are some amazing shops for Games Workshop, for Warhammer. You can play on 8 different tables. I don't have 8 tables for people to play Warhammer on, but I have a few. We have table toppers. We can make it work. But here's the real question. I can do a targeted ad radius of 50 miles. But when I talk about my critical mass of buyers who will support this store and won't necessarily go buy online and then play in their basement, never come into a store, or even worse, who come into my store and then buy online and use my air conditioning and my rent and then don't support the hobby, how many people can I reach that driving distance isn't the main impediment? If they're closer to Wichita, I'm probably not reaching them unless they really like the place or they catch the right atmosphere or they have friends who come here. There are reasons to drive, but how many people can I get where driving is best here? Now, I've done some scouting. Games Workshop, my local competition, is an hour away, and with these 3 racks, we have more stock. Now, in Wichita, I don't have more stock. So, what I have to decide is how much power do I have with Facebook marketing? I'm probably like $5 grand in. And because I need to restock it, I'm not $5 grand out very easily. I need to be about 10 grand out before I'm in the black on these. So how much audience can I get with this type of specialized product where people want to collect, model, paint, and play with miniature war game items? It's a big question, boom or bust. Darcy, you're $5 grand in, you don't have a huge player base yet. Can she build it? Well, I'm going to try really hard. Honestly, my favorite product in the store that I didn't have before opening the store is definitely Warhammer. Might be because I painted ceramics with my mom when I was like 7 or 8, and we'd go every week to paint for a while, and that's what we did when my dad was on a tour of duty for a year in Korea. It was the best bonding me and my mom had while my dad was gone, and I really liked it. So when I pick up those painted miniatures, I get this ooh and ah feeling, and when I sat down to paint the miniatures, I was genuinely excited. So this is my hobby now. I am a hobbyist for Warhammer. I like to paint them. So far, one of my workers has glued them for me, but I'll probably get on that too. But the truth is, it's a risk to go this deep to see if there's enough density of customer base in my town of 15,000 and surrounding area that this investment of about $5 grand, will it pay out or not? Can I use Facebook ads to reach the audience? Will the audience care? Will they be excited enough? Well, here's the good thing. Warhammer so far has been some of the nicest gamers. We've had people drive from Wichita to sit with us for a podcast and give us that support to help us build the community. And then somebody else who was running a tournament with the Flying Monkeys, they came in and talked to me about eBay sales and how to work with Warhammer online, like free advice. I love Warhammer customers right now. They're very nice, they're very put together, and so far, I think we can make it work. But it is a risk, so we'll see. Boom or bust. 1, can Darcy sell enough Games Workshop to recover her cost? 2, can she build a community in a small town of a game that's kind of a niche market? And 3, can I use the secondary market to trade for painted miniatures and make a profit margin big enough to pay for my shipping and fees online? Who knows? But I'm trying it. Now, a piece of advice, if we hadn't established our online sales first and we weren't currently in the black, this would be a terrible risk. Okay, Games Workshop isn't really entry level for a lot of game stores because it costs up front to get started. You really can't start small. You have to have this critical mass, and that's why we're 3 racks in. If we were just a brick and mortar store, I wouldn't have done this. But because we have such strong online sales first, and because our customer base has been responsive and we are making decent money in store, this seems like an acceptable risk so far. Ask me in a month, boom or bust. We'll see.